Hi guys, welcome to another quick guidance video. In today's video, I will talk about how to get a foreign university internship. For all the new users, I am Chavi Gupta. I am an IIT Delhi and IIM Ahmedabad alumna. I also scored a 100 percentile in CAT 2017, and hence I have this channel to guide and mentor all of the youth out there regarding anything that you want to ask me. I did my internship when I was in IIT Delhi. I did one of my summer internships at the University of Cambridge. And the way that I got that internship was not really through any official channel of the college, etc. I kind of did it on my own. And hence, today I will share the tips of getting a foreign university internship with all of you, along with sharing my own experience of how I felt at the University of Cambridge and how did the entire internship materialize. I will also share a few photos from that time. It was 2015. So just stay tuned till the end of the video. Basically, the way I started was first by creating my own resume. Now, when you are applying to a university internship, right, your resume needs to have more of projects, more of your academics, more of the courses that you have done, any certifications you have done, everything probably related to research, because the university internship is more likely to be oriented towards a research topic. Okay, so that is the way you should create your resume, and this goes for any internship or any job, etc., that you apply for as well, because you need to cater your resume to the particular needs of that opening or of that internship, right? So keep that in mind firstly. Second, I did create a cover letter, although I did not use it that much. But a cover letter, in short, can tell you basics about how really your journey has been till today. Why is it that you are interested in working with them? So together, a resume and cover letter showcases you as a person to the person who is reading your email or your application. I have given a few tips on your resume building. The link should be there on the screen, so you can watch those videos as well. They will really help you to create a better resume. After I was done with this basic prep, the second thing that I did was I found out a list of teachers or professors who were researching at different major universities. The way I did it was, suppose like I was interested a little bit in genetics and in computational biology majorly. So I was searching for professors who had some kind of research in genetics or in computational biology or a combination of both of them, or even some second preferences of mine, for example biochemistry, etc. I was just searching through professors in this particular field. Then I would just quickly go through their bio, see if at least I can understand the basic topics, and then I would jot down their email ID. So I made a database of around, I think, more than 100 names, name, university, the field they are interested in, and so on. And then after kind of identifying all of these professors, I segregated them. For example, overall there were a few professors of genetics, few of computational biology, few of something else, etc. And then I figured what were the courses that suit that particular field the best. For example, if it is computational biology, I would want to mention about my minor degree in computer science, any kind of biotechnology or tech in biology course that I have done. So I listed around 5 or 6 major courses that were relevant to the professor or the particular category. And that is how I started emailing the professors. I emailed them my resume. I sent out a cover letter sometimes, and in the mail body, I mentioned that these are the relevant courses that I have done and why is it that I'm interested in the particular field that they are working in, and yeah, just kind of giving out my application. I think I got around 20 plus responses, which was great. I got a response from MIT, I got a response from Cambridge, I got responses from a lot of universities there in UK and as well as US. Then it was just majorly talking about the project that they want me to work in and identifying the best fit that the project would be for me. Even after, I mean, this was just an unofficial channel, right? So even after going through this channel, I grabbed an internship at the University of Cambridge. It was a fully sponsored internship, and I think that that was really great, and that was not something that everyone had even taken a chance to pursue, right? So I think that taking these opportunities to yourself is something that can totally be done by anyone. Just follow the basic tips. Do not just do cold emails because they will not really materialize. You need to have relevant information for the person who is reading your email. Your specialization or specifications or anything you mention in the mail body, that should totally be relevant to the person who is reading it. He should not feel that you are from some XYZ place and you are just randomly messaging everyone. That does not really work. So try to make it cater your resume, your cover letter, your mail body, everything to the person or the place you are applying to, right? Apart from this, there are of course some official channels. For example, we had a MyTax internship program that gave us internships in Canada, and I did get selected for one of those as well. But as soon as I got my Cambridge internship, I decided not to pursue MyTax and took Cambridge instead. So, in case your college has any kind of official programs, official affiliation with different universities, etc., definitely apply through those, or else, of course, you can use this particular methodology. So, just talking like for a few minutes about my experience at Cambridge. As soon as I got this internship, of course, I was super excited. It was the first time I was going out of my country, but it was also the first time that anyone in my extended family was going out of India. So it was kind of a big deal. I think that my parents were totally freaked out because they thought, how will I survive on my own over there? But as soon as I reached there, my entire lab, everyone, all of the members of the lab, my own mentor over there, and the head professor, they were all really lovely, very loving. They taught me a lot, and I think they were really helpful with my personal requirements also. How I found a house, how they ensured that I ate properly, they ensured I had a bike, and everything for that matter. Every weekend, I would most likely move to London and just travel around there, which was also a superb, lovely experience. A few of my friends were also there in London, so we roamed around together, and it was a beautiful city. For someone who is going out of India for the first time, I think it was an amazing experience because I got to live in a city for around 2.5 months. I had to cook on my own, had to take the cycle, go to my lab and back. That meant like riding a bicycle for around 10 kilometers every day. So I did quite a few things for the first time over there, but it was an amazing experience for me. So this is something that I would like to tell you guys. Of course, apart from the lab experience or the learnings I had, the overall exposure that one gets after staying abroad, after just staying on your own for a while, having all those responsibilities and being able to manage your time on your own, identifying what are the best things to do for yourself, those are amazing experiences, and I believe everyone should definitely have one overseas experience as much as possible. So that's why this small video, to just guide you guys for this. And thanks a lot for definitely asking me to create this video, because this was not something that was on my radar. But I hope that you guys found it helpful. And in case you want me to create a video on anything else, of course, comment below. And you can also interact with me by joining my Telegram channels. Links are there in the description box. Otherwise, you can just subscribe to my live Q&A sessions on YouTube. Again, the links are there in description, or you can visit my website wherein you will find links to all the resources that I've ever created. And that's it from my side, guys. For more photos, of my Cambridge or of my exchange, you can visit my Instagram page. Link is again there in the description. And I'll see you guys again soon. See you in the live Q&A session this weekend. So stay tuned. Bye bye.